Those who have seen my channel for a while or know me in person, you know that I'm extremely frugal. And even calling it that might be pretty generous. I'm financially prudent, might be a good way to call it. But no matter the term for it, my default has always been don't spend money. Even today, I still try to keep my expenses to a minimum. I aim to save 100% of what I make by only spending the money my investments make me. And no matter how much money I make, I'm still not going to get guacamole at Chipotle because it seems like a waste of money. I still wait until after 9 p.m. to get the happy hour pricing on all-you-could-eat sushi. I still daily drive the exact same 2019 Tesla Model 3 that I bought for $78 a month. And I still buy generic brand foods from the grocery store because the name brand item is the exact same thing for $2.
It's all kind
Private
of nice.
jet? Have you been in a private jet?
Never.
Oh. No. Oh yeah, you're a frugal guy.
I'm really, yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice to call it frugal and not cheap.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, why do you think, is it a personality type or like your parents taught you that kind of habit?
They weren't the best with money. I mean, my parents were amazing in terms of just like the support that they gave me, but in terms of finances, they were not that good. You know, I don't want to talk negatively about my parents because sure. I mean, they definitely gave me everything I could have ever, within reason, but they were very much paycheck to paycheck. And I remember seeing that and I seeing the struggle and I saw that they both went through, severe debt. And I remember what it was like being a teenager and having to have $20 and being like, how can I make this last the entire week? And trying to divvy that up. So it was really those early experiences that shaped how I feel now because I still see $20 and I feel the same way now as I did back then where it's like, how can I split up $20 to last a week? And I'll be like, $5 can go for gas, $5 can go to a Subway sandwich, and I can do I can split the sandwich into two and that's lunch and dinner. And a lot of those little things definitely made an impact.
Say you have $100 billion in the bank. You can easily live off the interest.
Yeah.
Do you still think you'd be frugal?
I don't know because now because even now my spending hasn't really changed, almost nothing, and so now I think it's more so I
need to read through because I am the exact opposite of everything that you describe in the book. I'm extremely frugal. I like saving money at all costs. And I like delaying gratification. For me, I get a lot of peace of mind knowing that 30 years from now, I'll have enough versus living it up today.
Right. But is that a fear-based thinking or is that an optimized for fulfillment type thinking?
I would say probably 80% fear, 20% optimization.
Right. And so fear is a great thing that we have, right? It keeps us alive. It keeps us from eating bears or lions on the Serengeti when we were in tribe, right? And it prevents you from getting mugged or whatever it is, right? But it doesn't help you thrive. It only helps you survive. And you're surviving, right? But you're not thriving. And you're not thriving in probably one of the best periods of your life where you have your health, and the
exact same things over and over and over again until the end of time, and that includes what I eat for breakfast. I'll go to Ralph's grocery store and pick up 18 of these bad boys for $3.79. I'll also get a package of this sliced turkey for $2.99, which lasts me about 14 days. I then get this cheese from Trader Joe's for the bargain price of only $3.99, which lasts me about 21 days. And finally, we've got 6 generic brand bagels for $1.99 and a large spread of generic cream cheese for $3.89. And then we put it all together. Every single morning, I'll make myself 2 eggs, 2 slices of ham, topped off with a pinch of cheese, which I pair with a bagel and cream cheese. And the total cost for this entire breakfast comes to a delightful $1.02. After that, I top it off with a cup of homemade iced coffee, of which the total comes to about 20 cents between the cost of beans, filters, and cream. For basically the same stuff that Starbucks is going to be charging you for $5. So why not just make it at home instead and save the money? Now for the rest of Monday, I really didn't end up spending a lot of money. I worked from home in the morning and then in the afternoon, I decided to...
Oh, this is a good one. Is Graham the cheapest boyfriend you've ever had?
I don't think of you as cheap though. A lot of frugal. Yes.
Efficient. Fiscally efficient. Has there ever been a time where I have been just straight up cheap, where you're like, this is cheap, Graham. You should spend some money. This is ridiculous. Is there a time? Be honest.
Yes.
When?
You know how you don't buy garbage bags and you just use the bags from the store?
That's true. They don't know about that, though.
It's cheap.
I'm going to be honest here. So I don't buy garbage bags. I have a trash can in the kitchen. I have never in years bought a garbage bag because I think they're too expensive. So what I do is I take the normal grocery bags that I get anyway, and I put the normal grocery bag as the garbage bag.
Yeah. Well, I found this one out. I had never noticed it. I found it out when we were up at an Airbnb and I saw that they had a whole bunch of extra of the garbage bags. I was like, babe, this is like the free shampoo they give you. You should just take some of these garbage bags and bring them home. And you're like, oh, I don't use those anyways. And I was like,
a month by doing laundry on off-peak times and eating eggs and oatmeal for dinner because it's cheap. Like, gold diggers don't see that and be like, whoa, end up helping me out way more long term. Of course, I always got to get there early to find free parking, and of course I did. If at all possible, I try to avoid spending money in parking meters, that way I have more money left over to invest with. So afterwards, I went back home to get some filming done for this channel, and for lunch, I enjoyed.
So I don't know. It's just I see that as a lot of money on things. Like, I am so nitpicky of just like, I won't buy the more expensive coffee creamer so I could save like, $1.
Right.
Or not even buy generic brand cream cheese so I could save, $1.50. So I'm looking at all these dollars and $1.50s and I'm thinking 25 grand. That's 25,000 times of me doing that. So I'm like, part of me thinks, what's the point of me going and trying to save $1 here and there when it just, you blow it on an aquarium? I
think that your frugality really like stresses you out.
I don't know. It puts it in perspective. I mean, it's a lot of money to spend. I don't know. I think it would be a good decision, but it's like, do I spend that much money or do I just get a smaller aquarium and don't need to reinforce the floors? It's like, is it
say that we are necessarily opposites because I am very frugal. I think that it's just as I started to make more money, I started to think, okay, well, how can I make my life easier? How can I free up my time a little bit more? How can I spend my money more efficiently? But even, back in the day, I was maximally frugal, nearly to the same extent Graham was. Granted, Graham was making a lot of money off of YouTube and he was still draping a free towel he stole from his gym over his light because he wanted to diffuse the light. Like, even to this day, I kid you not, I'll put B-roll over the screen right now. You guys can see we're in a rented car that I'm sure Graham shopped for the cheapest possible car. I guarantee you he did, which is fine. I actually support that. I'm totally cool with that. But we're in this.
It does not happen very often. So if we just exclude those one-time unusual charges, my personal spending is really more like $99.69 for the week. That to me is much more typical of a normal week than going and spending $200 on a Saturday night at Mastro's. However, though, let's be real because
there's one last thing that I would really like to do while we're here.
Yeah. Yes.
Graham has a bit of a scarcity mindset, and all of the viewers are very well aware of this. He's always felt like money can just go like this in the same way that it can come like this. And this has led to him consistently making decisions that I see are like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you trying to save $2, but you're allocating 30 minutes of your time shopping for a better quote? You're reverse image searching. You're going through to page 27 on Google to try to find something that looks almost like what you really want.
My wife does the same thing, just so you know.
But
we both grew up poor, but her thing is her family, like, sharpen your pencil. They negotiate everything down to the dollar. Mine was, I'm going to earn enough to take care of it. I don't have to think about it, right? That type of thing. So it's just a different mindset. But the question is what?
I would say if we could unpack this, because I see it, I mean, I'm his business partner. Yeah. And so there are things that we can sometimes disagree on where I'm like, hey, let's invest a little bit more into this. And he's like, oh, let's maybe dial it back. And I see this as something like, hey, maybe if we were a little more open to reinvesting and spending stuff, also as his friend. I mean, like I said, it makes zero sense to spend 30 minutes of your time to save $2.
I have a lot of pain spending money. I hate it. I get zero enjoyment from buying a new thing, even though the new thing is great. So that's the difference here.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I'll do your laundry during off-peak electrical hours. That's what I'll do, and I'll make you 20-cent iced coffee. That's all you're getting.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Welcome.
Not 25-cent iced coffee, though?
20 cents.
Okay, I can.
Verse, and I really prefer to take a safer approach where I just don't like losing money. So if I can stay away
have that in common, that's for sure.
Yeah, so for me, losing money is so much more painful than making. So I try to steer away from losing, and if we can improve in one way, it's making sure you can.
Because I'm not used to that.
Next, we got one from Sarah Pilot. Is she as frugal as you?
I think you have a lot more of cheap life hacks than I do.
Creative life hacks.
Creative life hacks. I have a lot of food ones.
Yeah. Eventually, that mindset starts to sink in. At the end of the day, this isn't about being cheap or finding deals. It's about building a life where your money gives you the freedom to choose. So whether that's saving up for a dream car, getting $30 all-you-could-eat sushi, or just sleep in without worrying about the bills, it all comes down to being intentional. And you don't need to spend a fortune to live a rich life. I know it sounds cheesy, but I think if someone like me could do it starting with $100 a week and the obsession not to pay extra for guacamole, then you can too. So with that said, thank you so much for watching, and until next time.